Hi, welcome to the Showgirl Temple with myself, Eva Delicious. We are doing our new moon in Scorpio ritual, which is falling November 18th, 2017. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. I am going to go ahead and start the ritual, and as part of the ritual, as we're saying thank you and returning a star to the deck, I'm going to share some of the insights that I had in working with her over the last lunation, and I would love to hear in the Facebook group any realizations or aha moments that any of you had following this. So let us begin. We are going to start just taking a few breaths together, settling into our space. So a few deep breaths. Feeling whatever part of you is touching the ground or a seat, resting comfortably, fully supported, upheld by the earth. And letting that energy drop down. And shaking off anything that you need to from your day, your week, the last lunation. And I'm going to cast our circle. I will remain seated here. You are welcome to face the directions as I cast. We will begin the east. Slowly we're beginning to the east. There we go. The air, knowledge, the wind, positive forces, I call you in. And as I trace this, envision yellow. To the south. The salamanders, the hearth, the fire, aid me now in my desire. And as I trace this, envision red. To the west, the holy water, the ondines, the love, turn my desires into matter. And as I trace this symbol, imagine blue. And to the north, place these sparkly bits on our earth space. The north, the gnomes, the roots, the grove. Positive forces, make it so. And you may envision green here. Now imagine all of the colors swirling together, clockwise into a circle, joining and protecting the circle, melding and separated and returning together. Imagine a bright light coming down from the sky into the circle, filling it with energy, all of the colors swirling and moving together. And as we imagine these colors swirling together, coming light, holding our space, we light our cinder candle to invite the goddess Isis into our circle. Goddess Isis, on this day of the new moon, we stand here before you to honor you and request your presence in our circle today. We are in between the worlds, beyond the bounds of time, when night and day, birth and death, joy and sorrow meet as one. The circle is cast, the ritual has begun. May all astrological alignments be correct for this working and for the highest and best good of all. Isis. Place this on the altar. This is a gift that I bring before the great goddess who spreads herself out over the universe. Isis, Lady of Wings. I have seen your wings, Isis. I have seen them, one black and one white, oscillating eternity. Your wings beat and the universal machinery turns. The axis mundi rotates, the spinal column of God spins, turning on that pinpoint of perfect unity from which it depends. The wings stir space and the world whirls. The heart beating of your wings is thunder in my soul. It rolls up my spine, pours out laughter from my mouth. Blessings breathe forth from your moving wings. They cover the earth like feathers. They are petal-soft kisses on my closed eyes, which are turned in vision up to you. I make offering to you, Isis of the wings, your wisdom has given my soul. Ever enfold me in your wings, Isis, and may you accept the offering of my own. Listen, O Isis, in the words of wings. We are offered unto Isis, for we are in the image of her power to create and preserve. Uplifted, we invoke the power of the goddess. Enfolded, we preserve the perfection. We are steel strong and feather soft. We are the uplifters of the soul. We are the soaring. We are the wings. Unto you, Isis, I offer the wings of my soul and all things beautiful and pure. Thank you, Isis. So, over the last lunation, we experienced going into a darker time, and we're joined in this guidance by Ostara, reminding us to stay in joy and lightness and possibly even birth new things into that space. And I personally was very challenged in this. I shared in another video. I fell back on traditional ways that I had learned of having a good time or letting off steam, and they blew up in my face. And so I think my largest learning from this is the importance of sustainable and nurturing joy, to engage in practices that constantly help me stay, even with a small bit of joy, through the challenges, so that I can remain grounded and balanced and with a bit of lightness in my soul, so that everything does not have to feel or be so heavy, even if we're going through a very challenging time. So that was a beautiful learning, and I'm grateful to have that knowledge going into the next moon, our new moon in Scorpio, because that is a huge time of going into our depths and exploring what is challenging or difficult for us, what needs to be brought into the light and acknowledged and paid attention to. And that can be painful and challenging and bring up feelings of abandonment, of shame, embarrassment, fear, lots of these kind of things. So I think it is an especially important time for us to remain grounded and to nurture and care for ourselves. In a lot of the Western world, people celebrate around this time quite a bit, especially if you are in a Christian predominant country and area. There's a lot around Christmas and the holidays, and I grew up in that tradition, and it was certainly a time of celebration and running around and visiting and a lot of busyness. And unfortunately, in many societies, a lot of consumerism and spend, do, and be out and about. And several years ago, I tuned into the fact that all of this running around and moving about so much wore me out. And I would annually get sick and start the new year, the Gregorian New Year, unhealthy and not in a great place, because I was trying to do so much and be so many places. So after having children, I realized that it just wasn't feasible any longer. I could not go into a place where I knew I was likely going to be sick, because I had these other people to care for, and that doesn't stop. Life doesn't generally stop for all of us. So I made a very conscious and planned effort to step back and do less during that time period. So a lot of times that meant for me not traveling as much, spacing out when we visited people. So one year it would be one family at one time, another year maybe another family, and then another year we invited people to come to us. And they didn't always make it, but we held to that space so that we would have some quiet and rest for ourselves. And as a performer, I do less during that time period. Pretty much from mid-December through mid-January, I book very, very few appearances. And they either have to be really financially rewarding, right, because that's important for my family, or for an incredibly great cause, like a fundraiser or something like that. And otherwise, I just have to say no so that I have that sanity. So it's worked very well for me. And I invite you to consider that. If you often find yourself becoming ill in January and February, and you've had a very, very busy November or December, might be something to look at and to consider how you can nurture yourself a little bit more, what you can say no to so that you have space for yourself. I am really looking forward to that time. Let's see if I have any other little bits of wisdom that I've garnered from my sources. If you haven't started following Chani Nicholas, I highly encourage you to do so. I personally love her astrological readings and how she relates it to the current world, and really encourages you to think about deep things that are happening and how we can personally contribute to them. More of a world astrology, I guess. So yeah, it's a silver lining type of moon that's coming up. There are going to be some challenging times for certain. New moon in Scorpio often brings that around money, sexuality, your baggage that you might have been carrying around. And there are some very positive aspects to the planet alignments that will, if we take the time to consider what's coming up, give us the opportunity to find the good in those bits, the learnings that we can take away, the release or the aha that it might bring to us, and to really evolve and grow with that knowledge so that we're not repeating old patterns and just continuing into the same, right? We don't want to just go in and feel ashamed and upset about what's been happening. It's time to take a look at, like, why are we feeling that way? What are the things that have played into that? And how am I ready to make a change in that area? And it may take time to consider. You might not figure it out in the next month, but certainly a great time to at least ask the questions and be curious and open. So with that information out there, I am going to thank Ostara, beautiful goddess, for joining us in the last lunation and reminding us to stay in our joy. I'm going to snuggle her back into our Goddess Guidance Oracle cards, and we'll prepare to draw our next card. Do a little bit of extra cutting there so that I get my hands, my energy in the cards. And getting your energy, even though I'm recording this for you to enjoy later. Your energies are in there wherever you're present. All right, so spread this out. Little side table. Over here. Okay. Feels like they're all very accessible. Any card. Come on. Oh, no, these ones are hiding together. Okay, so considering all of those energies, everything that we're working through, let us find out who is going to be our goddess guide to help us dance gracefully through this time of dealing with our inner depths. hold here. Whoa, Yemanya, the golden opportunity, golden opportunity. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. I know this goddess is Yemanya. I will visit the goddess guidance card book and see what we have to tell. And this is very fun because I have danced with her literally in samba classes. So I have some dance vocabulary here for you. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. Message from Yemanya. Like the ocean, life moves in waves and tides. Timing is everything. So when an opportunity presents itself, you must dive in at that moment. Everything that you've done to prepare yourself will accompany you. Yet if you hesitate or procrastinate, another opportunity will surely come along just as the tides wash in and out continuously. Like the ocean, life is rich with variety and beauty. Enjoy experiencing its various rhythms and allow all doubts to be washed away. Don't hesitate. This is the right thing to do. Your prayers are being answered. Get ready for a big and happy change. Celebrate your success. Know that you're qualified and ready for this new opportunity. Yemanya is an African or Brazilian goddess who's credited with creating the sea. Every December 31st, people in Brazil celebrate Yemanya by casting white flowers and miniature boats upon the sea waters. You can work with Yemanya by putting a tiny boat into the water and asking for a wish. If Yemanya grants your wish, her waves will swallow the miniature boat, and if she denies the wish, the boat will wash up on the shore. Since the sea is the root of earth life, Yemanya's connection to it make her a very powerful and nurturing mother goddess. She's a protector, supplier, and one who grants wishes. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, I will consider that. Consider some dance vocabulary for you and some music that would accompany that. I have a feeling it's going to be very samba influenced. So I hope you enjoy those rhythms and the music. Thank you very much for being here in this time. I look forward to your insights on what you're learning and experiencing. It's always really inspiring for others to hear what you're going through. So please, please do share. And I am going to close up our circle. With this, I am also going to, again, thank my dear friend Jenny, who provided this ritual text for us and allowed us to use it. For the good of all and harm to none, so mote it be, it is now done. Thank you, Isis, for attending the circle. And we'll envision her light moving back up into the sky. The East, with gratitude and love, we thank the assistance of the air element and all the souls for their energy, and now request that they depart this circle in peace and return to their natural realms. To the north, the gnomes. With gratitude and love, we thank the assistance of the earth element, the gnomes and all their energies, and now request they depart the circle in peace and return to their natural realms. To the west, with gratitude and love, we thank the assistance of the water element and the Ondines for their energy, and now request that they depart the circle and return to their natural realms. To the south, with gratitude and love, I thank the assistance of the fire element and all the salamanders for their energy, and now request that they depart this circle in peace and return to their natural realms. And we will put our hands to the earth to release any energies that isn't ours or that needs to go back, anything that's come up and you need to go back, any blessings or good wishes you'd like to send to anyone else in the world. circle is closed, but not broken. I look forward to your learnings and insights and dancing with you in a few weeks' time. And I say to you, merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. Blessings.